Cancer, thank you for joining me. This is your astrology for March 2016. Two eclipses going on this month, so it's going to be quite an interesting kind of astrological weather month. The first thing that you'll notice is quite significant to you here is that Saturn and the Sun, they form a square, and that stays in place until the 12th of March. So pretty much the first 2 weeks of March you're going to be under the influence of this. And Saturn is in your 6th house, and it may make you feel like your day-to-day life and your work and your routine is somewhat inhibiting, and you may feel like you're trapped a little bit. When it connects with that Sun, it really gives you this escapist idea of, I could do something much more meaningful here. So when you have that kind of thought, it starts your brain going, and it's like, okay, well, what kind of ideas? What could I do? So listen out for that. The first 12 months are really going to bring in a lot of those answers. On the 2nd of March, a T-square occurs, and this also stays in place for a long time until the 18th of March. It connects your Jupiter and your Sun, and then it also connects your Saturn in your 6th house, and the Moon has now moved next to that Saturn and conjuncts it. So this is interesting because you will now communicate and research these ideas that you're getting, and you will feel very inspired to make that a real thing and to get yourself out of this place of restriction and lack of potential. So if you are someone who's in a dead-end job, if you're in that unfortunate position, then you will start to think for yourself, and you will be inspired, and you will get ideas of how you can change that and how you can do something more meaningful. You'll have a certain sense of self-belief. You'll start to just naturally feel that if you do research, or you'll say this to yourself, if I do research, if I look at whether this is a possibility, I will find that yes, it is. So this is a time for you to hope and dream, and for you to have confidence in yourself that you can make positive changes in your life. So this is the best time so far already, these first 2 days, for you career-wise, that you've had in a long time. You can really regenerate that whole aspect of your life. There's a yod that occurs on the 3rd of March, and these are always big karmic influences. It connects your Uranus in your 10th house, what I want to do for work, Venus in the 8th, your love for people, and this practical good luck in the 3rd. So this is where you really hit the nail on the head with all of that and say, I want to do this. I want to be a global shipping magnet that only uses organic products and helps the whales, whatever. That's just an example. But really, that kind of unique idea that you've got and no one else, and that's going to be really helpful to other people. Remember, we're in the time of Pisces here. We're in the time, the Sun is in Pisces, we're in a time of how can I support, how can I assist, how can I be of service? And this karmic influence here combines that feeling with the practical ability to actually put something in place. So first 3 days, amazing for your career inspirations. On the 5th of March, Mercury goes into Pisces. So you communicate on that level as well now. You're totally aligned with that thought pattern of how can I be of service, and how can I share with others, and even kind of sacrifice my own wants and desires for the greater good. In my experience, when you tend to think along those lines, good things happen. When you give to charity, when you help other people, life tends to get better. That's a spiritual law of the universe. If you add value to the world, you get value back. And you're completely aligned with that kind of thinking. Mars goes from Scorpio into Sagittarius on the 6th of March, and it goes into your 6th house. Now, Mars is the warrior. He's the soldier. He's the archetypal male figure. Think all of those guys in that film 300. That's Mars, okay? In Sagittarius, that's a fire sign. Mars is very, very happy. You're taking a soldier and you're giving him a chariot where he can speed down the road and achieve things even quicker. That's in your 6th house of day-to-day routine and practicality. First of all, health-wise, you're going to feel amazing now. Mars is going to give you energy like you haven't had in ages. So you can cut out the Red Bull, you can cut out the energy drinks, you will have massive energy. And you will also be able to get things done and overcome obstacles. If there are hurdles in your way, you can jump over them. It's going to feel super easy. Sometimes when you're not feeling great, tiny little thing can trip you up and can completely derail you. Like not having the right change can be a massive drama. And then other times, these life things, like not getting into the right university, are barely even a side note. You could care less. You're on to the next thing. And this is now a time where you're constantly steaming ahead, moving ahead, and having a fabulous time with it. On the 7th of March, Jupiter sextiles your rising, and your rising sign is in your sign of Cancer. So you feel very much aligned with yourself. This is a very good time for you. And the rising sign is there until the 27th of March, okay, Cancer? So this is a really, really good time. You're going to feel completely at ease in your own skin. And that's why you have, you have energy, you feel at ease, and that's why you can do so many things, because you're not in conflict, in competition with yourself. It connects with Jupiter in the 3rd. Jupiter's good luck, growth, it's in Virgo. So the way you feel can be translated into practical action, and you can get things done, which is very positive, because sometimes you try and you can't get anything done, and it's frustrating. You're not going to be frustrated. The new moon occurs in Pisces, and that happens on the 9th. The new moon is about pulling energy in and fresh starts. But it's not just a new moon, it's a total solar eclipse as well. And this solar eclipse is on the south node. Solar eclipses on the south node are about letting go of things, okay? So what happens here is that all of this Pisces energy is pulled in. All of this sense of just accept, just learn from other people, just take in knowledge. And you let go of that kind of drive to just be a receptacle, an empty vessel waiting to be filled, and you let go of that tendency and you create a vacuum. And that vacuum then pulls in your Mars, pulls in your rising, and you become prepared to take action. So basically, it's the end of the Piscean age for you personally, Cancer, and you become much more aligned with what can I do, how can I motivate myself, how can I move forward, and it's going to feel cleansing. It's going to feel like, okay, winter's over, hibernation is over, I'm coming out of my cave, I'm moving forward. The 10th of March sees the moon go into Aries. Okay, so the moon is echoing that whole process. It's at 10 degrees at noon on the 10th of March, London time, and that's in your 10th house. And the biggest area of progress and the area of I'm going to move forward has to do with your work. And that's really where you're going to be inspired. The moon then moves on 15 degrees to the during the day. On the 11th of March, it's at 25 degrees in Aries in your 10th, and it conjuncts Uranus in Aries. If you're thinking of starting your own spiritually based business, your own self-employment, this is the best day to do it. You're not going to be put off by seeming obstacles, by other people's opinions. You're really going to have a lot of self-belief, and you'll be able to achieve things and put them into practice, put them in place. Venus goes into Pisces on the 12th of March, and this is the planet of love and beauty, now becoming very kind of accepting, very tolerant, very giving, very nurturing, very loving. And it pulls you in two different directions now. The love for other people, the love for spirituality that you've got, versus this desire to do things your own way, to achieve things. And I think by the 12th, that kind of conflict morphs into a sense of heightened physical sensuality. You've got so much going on that you're going to feel very much alive within yourself, and for you to connect with another person romantically is going to be fireworks, and you're going to be completely connected with your body, and you're going to be completely connected with the process of life. You're in the moment on the 12th. Spend time with someone you're close to. Make the most of that. The moon starts to trine Jupiter and the North Node on the 13th of March. And this is taking you away from that heightened sense of sensuality, and it brings you back to what practical action can I take to make my hopes and dreams come true when it comes to work and what I want to achieve there. Also opposes Mars, the soldier, so the feeling of comfort and ease that you have with the real world, Mars says, well, you may feel easy and comfortable, but now let's build a house. Let's do something. Let's build an empire. So you're not going to have a quiet month here, Cancer. Mars is on your back, pushing you forward. Uranus is saying, do it your way. Then all of this spiritual energy is kind of floating around. You're going to feel very much between two worlds. The spiritual, emotional world, the practical, real world. And for you, for some signs, this is going to be difficult to manage. Like, a lot of the earth signs are going to feel like, what the hell is going on and behind the scenes? But for you, it's going to be like, I feel very comfortable within myself, and because I feel that ease and comfort, I'm able to take action. So you're really going to benefit from this. That said, on the 15th, there is a Grand Cross, and this is one of those days where you feel it'll be a bit much. Your feelings will be heightened to the point of irritability. You will be getting loads of messages through about what you should do, and you will, as soon as you have those ideas, knock them down and scrutinize them and criticize them out of reality. So for instance, I should be a painter. Oh yeah, you should be a painter, but no one buys art here in Glastonbury, England. Or I should start my own business. Yes, but you'll never find a place because you don't have a reference. It's that kind of thing where immediately something jumps on a new idea and kills it. And you're going to have a sense of massive inspiration. Write down the inspirations while your brain is killing them. Don't judge them, and revisit that page the next day when things have quietened down a little bit. Just because your ego jumps in and puts them down immediately doesn't mean they're wasteful or that they're bad ideas. If anything, if the ego is that eager to kill those ideas, it means they're good. On the 17th of March, there's something that I'm calling a triangle of friction. It's two sesqui squares, so two planets being 135 degrees away from each other and then connected by a square. And this connects your Mars to your Uranus and your Moon and your rising. So another amazing day to start your own business, to be the boss, and to step into your power. You will feel like a juggernaut on the 17th of March. You will feel invincible. You will feel like nothing can take you down, nothing can stand in your way. So if you are from Slovenia and you've always wanted to set up your business in San Francisco, California, and until now the visa situation has put you off and the money situation has put you off, you will feel the confidence to just say, that's it, I'm doing it. And with that kind of belief, you can do it. You can just go and do it. Other people have done that before. Don't let anything stop you, and you don't need me to tell you that here in March. You're going to feel at the peak of your powers, at the top of your game. The moon goes into Leo on the 18th of March, and the moon is in your second house now. So you're going to have an innate sense of how you can shine, and how you can shine when it comes to your career and make a lot of money. Some people have an innate sense of, if I do this, I will be successful. And some people are tycoons and moguls because they have a feeling for what will work, what will sell, what will be a success. You have that feeling today. It is heightened on the 19th because that moon in Leo now forms a grand trine in fire, and it connects to your 10th house of work and your 6th house of day-to-day routine, and you will see what practical, real-life processes you can put into place to make this a reality. So again, 18th and 19th, the best day for career and setting up your own business, and money as well. The potential for money. I don't think that, well actually I also feel that money isn't going to be such a problem for you, but the potential of new money coming in is going to be exceptional. On the 20th, the moon quincunxes. It's still in your second house in Leo. It quincunxes your moon, which is in Aries, in your 10th, and your Mercury in Pisces in your 9th. You're in a very unique position here, Cancer. Mercury are your antennas, okay, your intuitive guidance. That's in a water sign. That feels very much aligned with you. Your intuitive guidance is going to be speaking to you loudly and clearly. Your sun, though, your energy, your action is in Aries. It's in fire. That's going to drive you forward, and it's going to say, take action on this guidance. That's why I have the number 444 in my name everywhere, because that's what that means is it's divinely guided action. So you're getting messages, but then you're actually doing something about them. It's meeting in the middle, and your meeting in the middle, it connects with that moon in Leo, in your second, and the actions you're going to take is going to make you a star in your career and in your money. And the other message that I'm getting is that film, The Revenant. I'm just seeing that all the time. It's a film where Leonardo DiCaprio, it's in the 1800s, where they work in the wilderness, the American wilderness, and they're these fur traders. And he gets attacked by a bear, and his troop of people, they leave him for dead. And this man, he just never gives up, and he just goes through the most horrendous ordeals to keep going. And it's that kind of determination and conviction and energy that I feel for you in March, Cancer, that you're really going to. Doesn't mean that things are going to be that hard, that you have to struggle, but I get that you've got such a massive amount of energy. Nothing will stop you. Mercury goes into Aries on the 10th. Your antennas now, your ability to communicate is even more focused on making real things happen. And this is now a time when really a month in your life that can be life-changing in as much you can realize your hopes and dreams and you can make them come true. The full moon occurs in Libra on the 23rd, and it's not just a full moon, it's also a lunar eclipse on the North Node. Now, a full moon is a culmination. It showers planet Earth in Libra energy, but the lunar eclipse is an interruption, and when it's on the North Node, it pulls in energy. Okay? So this full moon showers the planet with Libra energy, then the eclipse comes in, it pulls in more Libra energy, and then when the eclipse is over, it showers even more. So this is super Libra. Libra has nothing to do with you right now. Libra is in your 4th house of family. It's the opposite of Aries. It's all about compromise. It's about thinking other people. And this is going to grate like nails on a chalkboard for you, Cancer. It's going to be like, oh my God, I am so powerful. I'm stopping at nothing. And then this full moon eclipse comes in and it's like, compromise, think about other people. What about your granny back in Poland who you haven't sent a message to? She needs a card as well. It's going to be that kind of thing. And it's going to be like, oh my God, this is nothing to do with me. I'm not in the frame of mind. So that kind of comes crashing in, and it will feel very uncomfortable. It's like going 150 miles down the motorway and then putting on the brakes. It's not comfortable. On the 24th, things kind of get back to normal. You start to become more practical again. You listen to genuine guidance about how you can progress, what's really in line with you. And your Mars and your Saturn in your 6th will become less challenged. So it eases off, but certainly the 23rd and 24th aren't the most comfortable days here for you. On the 26th, the moon goes into Scorpio in your 5th house, and this is now your intensest time for love and romance and sex. And I'm saying sex because the moon is in Scorpio. It's very intense, it's very passionate, and it trines that Venus, and Venus is the planet of love and beauty, and it's like, I want to, I just want to, I want to feel every part of you. I want to crawl inside of you and know your mind and every inch of your body. It's that kind of intensity. I don't necessarily think that's negative because the Venus planet is in Pisces, which is very giving, considerate. So it's not like you're controlling or you're a bit much. I think it's real intensity that isn't unpleasant or uncomfortable. It's really being able to explore your own body and someone else's body and take you both to a level that you haven't been to before. So this is a really wonderful time for really, really personal, intimate connections. A grand trine occurs on the same day, and that's fire, and it really inspires you. I mean, you feel alive. And I would go with this process because that feeling of aliveness then creates new life in your life, if you see what I mean. You know, if you feel totally alive, you're sending out a vibration to the universe, and it brings more things to you that make you feel like that make you feel self-actualized, like you can achieve anything. It's very powerful to tap into these energies. And that it stays with you pretty much until the 31st, because there's this grand trine here that stays in place until the 31st. The month then ends with the Moon and Pluto conjuncting in your 7th house. And this totally shifts things now. It moves things more along the side of April. And in April, what you'll notice is that you're looking at altering your relationships in some way. So that takes you down a completely different path. March is very much about all of this inspiration, especially for your career, and about shining in that sector of your life. So that's what I see for you in March. I hope that gives you something to work with. If you'd like a private reading with me about your ideas regarding career, self-employment, making money, life purpose, please get in touch with me via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab and you can order your reading that way. Remember to subscribe to this channel so that the videos actually show up. And I will be with you next month for the forecast for Cancer. But I'm also here on the YouTube channel daily with a daily tarot reading that breaks down the daily energies that you'll be working with. So if you want some extra guidance, have a look at those. I know tarot isn't everyone's thing, but I really enjoy those little 3-card spreads. I think they offer a lot of insights. So have a wonderful March, and I'll speak to you soon.